We're working to connect a region of over 600 more bridges between our lands.
Hello and welcome to ASEAN in Focus. I'm Judith Camara delivering to you the latest news in and around the ASEAN region on today's headlines. Malacanang blasts the U.S. Senator for denouncing Philippine rights record. The European Union or EU launched the civil society component of the €24 million program to support sustainable use of peatland and haze mitigation in ASEAN. And the French actress Isabelle Huppert, a veteran of more than 120 films, is given the honor of opening Myanmar's 7th Memory Film Festival in Yangon. There is nothing new about the remarks made by U.S. Senator Bernie Sanders on the alleged human rights abuses made by the Philippine government, Malacanang said on Sunday. Sanders, in a tweet on Friday linking a post from the International Trade Union Confederation, or ITUC, said the repression of trade unionists is a shameful attempt to silence people's rights and freedoms. Presidential spokesperson Salvador Panelo, however, said that Sanders was merely reiterating unvalidated reports peddled by foreign news agencies. In the ITUC report shared by Sanders titled "The Philippines Government Crackdown Targets Unions," it claimed that the Duterte administration's drug war has been responsible for a reported 27,000 extrajudicial killings since it was launched by President Duterte in 2016. The report read that both the ILO, or the International Labor Organization, and the United Nations Human Rights Council have resolved to send high-level missions to probe the human rights situation following widespread report of extrajudicial killings and repression of trade unions and their members. It further noted that while the government pledged to investigate the killings of 43 trade unionists in a meeting with the ITUC in August, no progress has been reported and the government is yet to accept the ILO mission to the country, while the violence against activists continues with impunity. Last November 7, Panelo emphasized that it is government policy to investigate complaints on criminal activities, and if evidence warrants it. The palace official said security forces have to conduct surveillance as long as they had a basis to do so. Meanwhile, President Rodrigo Duterte will maximize the use of his available powers to ensure the full and effective implementation of his administration's ambitious Build program, Malacanang said on Saturday. In a statement, presidential spokesperson Salvador Panelo said the president will implement and maximize what is presently available under the laws for this purpose. His latest statement came 2 days after he considered as good idea the proposal to grant emergency powers to Duterte to speed up the implementation of the current administration's infrastructure program. On Wednesday, Albay's 2nd District Representative Joey Salceda filed House Bill 5456, granting special powers to the Chief Executive in adopting a national policy in fast-tracking the implementation of the Build program on or before 2022. Panelo, however, said the proposed measure is no longer a priority legislative agenda of Duterte, considering the time constraint. The Duterte government allots 9 trillion pesos for the implementation of around 100 big-ticket infrastructure projects and over 10,000 small infrastructure projects under the Build program. Panelo noted that there was progress in the implementation of the infrastructure program, citing the figures recently released by Bases Conversion and Development Authority President and Chief Executive Officer Vivencio Dizon, who also serves as Presidential Advisor for flagship programs and projects. Around 38 out of the revised list of 100 key infrastructure projects are expected to be completed by 2022, while 22 are partially operational or substantially completed, and the remaining 40 would be finished beyond 2022. Tizon said in a palace economic briefing on Wednesday. Panelo was confident that all infrastructure projects will be started within the governance of this administration. In other news, Department of National Defense or DND Secretary Delfin Lorenzana and his American counterpart, Mark Esper, are scheduled to meet in Camp Aguinaldo, Quezon City to discuss issues of mutual concern Tuesday. DND spokesperson Arsenio Andolong said the matter on the West Philippine Sea is part of the agenda of the meeting between the two defense chiefs. Andolong said other topics that will be discussed are terrorism and U.S.-Philippine defense relations. The meeting between Lorenzana and Esper is expected to take place around 1 p.m. on Tuesday at the DND main building. Esper left the U.S. last week to attend the 51st U.S. Republic of Korea Security Consultative Meeting before heading towards Thailand to participate in the ASEAN Defense Minister Meeting Plus. After his visit to the Philippines, Esper will proceed to Vietnam to discuss the regional security environment and how to boost further the defense relations between the two countries. Contrary to reports circulating online, the Department of Foreign Affairs or DFA said the Filipinos working in Hong Kong are safe from and largely unaffected by the ongoing unrest in the area and sees no need to evacuate them. In a bulletin dated November 15 on its website, the DFA wishes to assure everyone that contrary to some false reports circulating in social media, Filipinos in Hong Kong remain safe and are largely unaffected by the ongoing protest in the area. The agency assured that the Philippine Consulate General in Hong Kong closely monitors the situation and is taking every step to ensure the continued safety and well-being of the Filipinos in the area. Meanwhile, those who wish to know the protest's impact on Filipinos in Hong Kong are advised to visit the consulate's website for updates and advisories. This as the agency reminded Filipinos to avoid sourcing information from social media. Hong Kong has been gripped with a series of anti-government protests triggered by a bill proposed in June 2019 that will allow extradition to mainland China. At least 5 months since demonstrations started, violent clashes between protesters and police have continued in the city.
November 23, we are opening our doors to you for the ultimate EBC experience. Enjoy performances from your favorite OPM artists and meet our talented reporters, hosts, and DJs too. Experience hosting, reporting, camera handling, and more in our interactive booths. Visit exhibits of various products, innovative business solutions, and even job openings featured in our trade fair. For small and medium enterprises, learn tips and tricks at the Business Forum on entrepreneurship and technology. Also avail of fast and hassle-free services from our government agency partners such as the PSA, SSS, Pag-ibig, PhilHealth, and more. Admission is free, so bring the whole family, learn, dine, and experience the EBC Open House. EBC Open House is sponsored by LBC Express Incorporated, Royal Care Marketing Services, Ayala Land International Sales Incorporated, Nature Spring, Just Payroll, Andox Lechon Manok, Tempra by Taisho Pharmaceuticals Philippines Incorporated, and Go Hotels, Manila Airport Road, North EDSA, Cubao Ermita, and Timog.
Hi! I am Teacher Sally and this is Kid Kwento, one of Net25 Kids' online shows. Kid Kwento is now on TV. You can watch us every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 4 to 4:30 p.m. Also watch Anong Sa Inyo with Ate DJ every Tuesdays and Thursdays at 4 to 4:30 p.m. Sa Kid Kwento, ang aming motto ay, let's all read to succeed! Hooray! Kita-kita tayo ha! Bye-bye!
Welcome back. To support ASEAN's endeavors in combating transboundary haze pollution and peatland fires, the European Union or EU launched the civil society component of the €24 million program to support sustainable use of peatland and haze mitigation in ASEAN or SUPA. The overall program is funded with €20 million contributions from the EU and €4 million from the German government. The initiative also supports and sustains local livelihoods while contributing to global environmental management. The EU's support to ASEAN sustainable peatland management is composed of two mutually reinforcing main components, namely governmental approach and non-state actor approach. The governmental approach is implemented by Dutch GIZ, while the non-state actor approach is implemented by the World Resources Institute Indonesia, in collaboration with Tropical Rainforest Conservation Research Center, Malaysia, and the IDH Sustainable Trade Initiative. The two components will work collaboratively to support ASEAN in addressing the root causes of forest fires. The EU ambassador to ASEAN, Igor Dreismans, hopes that this new program will encourage the ASEAN region to become more resilient and proactive in sustainable peatland management. Although much has been achieved since 2015 to fully realize the ASEAN Transboundary Haze Agreement, efforts to mitigate peatland fires and curb the adverse impacts of climate change require sustained attention. Meanwhile, President Duterte will visit Busan, South Korea this month to attend the ASEAN Republic of Korea or ROC Commemorative Summit. Presidential spokesman and chief of Presidential Legal Counsel Salvador Panelo said last week. In a radio interview, Panelo confirmed the president's attendance to the summit scheduled on November 25th and 26th to celebrate the 30th anniversary of ASEAN ROC Dialogue Partnership. Panelo said that it is most likely that the president will have a bilateral meeting with South Korean President Moon Jae-in during his visit. He said the two leaders would discuss issues of mutual interest, including trade and security. This would be the president's second visit to Korea since assuming office. The chief executive's visit also comes at a time when the government is working on a free trade deal with South Korea, despite the negotiators being engaged in a deadlock over certain provisions of the deal. The government remains hopeful that the talks will still be concluded by the end of the month. If signed, the free trade agreement with South Korea will only be the country's second bilateral trade deal after the Philippines-Japan Economic Partnership Agreement, which entered into force in 2008. South Korea was the Philippines' fourth major trading partner last year. It is the Philippines' 8th export market and second import supplier. In Canada, our kababayans will feel closer to home when they try out Vancouver's Filipino jeepney food truck named Shameless Buns. The foundation of Shameless Buns' name, branding, and menu is the Pandesal. EBC's Kathleen Cruz is on that story for us.
Do you like pandesal, adobo, or tocino, but with a twist? Shameless Buns here in Vancouver got you covered. Vancouver's fungiest food jeepney is serving Vancouverites a little taste of Filipino. It may not be your typical Filipino food. That is no problem because the inspiration is still Filipino cuisine.
So Shameless Buns is a food truck that's all about showcasing Filipino flavors and Filipino food in a really different way than most people probably have experienced with Filipino food before. So we started the business because me personally, being a non-Filipino, fell in love with the cuisine. We created it because we wanted to take this cuisine that, in our opinion, is really misrepresented, that not a lot of people are familiar with, and and make it kind of cool and make it kind of fun and funky. We saw that there was a real kind of void in Vancouver for this type of Filipino food.
This food truck is a breath of fresh taste. Here is Matt to explain more about their specialties and how they elevated and kind of tried to westernize the cuisine.
So our most popular dish would be our adobo fries. So it's our chicken adobo. It's essentially one of the national dishes of the Philippines. We braise our chicken adobo for hours and hours until it's literally falling apart. So I describe it to people as almost like a play on pulled chicken. So we take our fries, and I have to note our fries are dusted with a sinigang seasoning. Sinigang is a tamarind-based soup from the Philippines, super popular, very sour, and so our fries almost taste like salt and vinegar chips. We do a lot of stuff with longanisa, so Filipino sausage. You can get it in a sandwich, or you can get it over our fries with the dish is called the sausage party. So it's basically breakfast on fries. Spam fries are literally as they sound. They are strips of spam cut up into fry formation and deep fried. We have a bunch of dipping sauces, including our garlic calamansi aioli, our sriracha mayo, our smoky maple mayo, and our spicy Filipino vinegar, plus our homemade banana ketchup that we do as well.
Are you hungry yet? There is more that Shameless Bun offers that can also cater vegetarians, all for a quick grab.
So what we came up with was a jackfruit coconut adobo. So what we do is we braise our jackfruit in coconut milk, soy sauce, vinegar, bay leaves, garlic, and there's just this beautiful creamy, tangy. We use pandesal. So as you know, pandesal is the beloved bun of the Philippines, hence why we're called Shameless Buns. Really soft and light and airy. We have the happy ending, which contains a lot of cool Filipino ingredients: homemade ube jam, coconut macapuno, coconut jam, condensed milk, Milo for like a little nostalgic kick.
The creativity that Matt and his girlfriend had put in to fully conceptualize Shameless Bun menu has created a lot of noise, not only among those who haven't tried Filipino food, but most especially to the Filipino community.
I can proudly say that Filipino people love our food. Some of the older generation is sometimes a bit skeptical. They don't see rice on the truck, they don't see lumpia, they don't see pancit, but when they try our food, their minds are usually blown. They absolutely love it.
From Vancouver, Canada, Kathleen Cruz, Eagle News, 1 with 25.
Net 25 shows live and on demand anytime, anywhere, on any mobile device on OSN Play.
Annyeong bonjour, konnichiwa, hello! Kumusta po sa lahat ng viewers namin dito sa Pilipinas? Ako si Ate DJ and you can watch me and Teacher Sally here on Net 25 Kids Live. You can catch me every Tuesdays and Thursdays on Anong Sa Inyo, and you can catch Teacher Sally every Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays here actually on this set. This is the Kid Kwento set. Iniimbitahan po namin kayong lahat na manood ng shows ng Net25 through OSN. You can now watch Net25 shows on the OSN channel 725. Panoorin nyo ang mga favorite Net25 shows nyo live and on demand, anytime, anywhere, and on any mobile device on OSN Play. Dito sa Net25 and OSN, siguradong at home kayo dito. Again, I am Ate DJ and I am 1 with 25.
Accurate and fair reporting. not only from Batanes to Tawi-Tawi, but also abroad. Detailed and timely stories relevant to people all over the world. Catch all of these at Net25, your reliable source of news, entertainment, and technology updates.
Welcome back. The members of the Iglesia Ni Cristo in Kuala Lumpur conducted a cleanup drive. Here's Ruby Tinawin, who's at the scene.
Members of the Iglesia Ni Cristo here in the District of Malaysia have been mobilized to participate in a cleanup activity here in Pantaybagan, Pinang Beach, Port Dickson. Organized through the leadership of the District Supervising Minister, Brother Alan King Mercado, the one-day volunteer event attracts the participation of both young and adult members of the Iglesia Ni Cristo, as well as the general public.
I am Jagdish from India. King is invited for this event. I am very happy to this environment saving activity to collect the garbages from near the beaches for save the environment of my plastics and others.
Hi, my name is Darid Hazing Hashim. I'm from Malaysia. I'm Malay nationality. So today is a cause that honestly is something for eco-friendly that people need to do for our global concern. And it's actually a great cause because due to a lot of people throwing plastics everywhere and not putting it in a proper place, it's not good, you know.
I think it's a good activity because it's not just good for everyone but for ourselves as well, because we also travel to the beach and then it's also not nice if we see the rubbish. Yeah, so I think it should be more often, like not just from the church but from everywhere else. They can do this like every week, to clean up the trash.
Plastic bottles, bottle caps, cigarette butts, and other non-biodegradable items were collected during the cleanup. And while the public may condemn this act of loitering, concern is still on the rise for the lack of disciplines among us.
Hi, I'm Dan. I'm Iglesia Ni Cristo. I'm so happy to see us with the God blessing. We have this so united in this ocean, and so thank you for the spiritual blessing that we receive, and especially our brother Edward Manalo, and give us this great evangelistic mission for us, this kind of activity for us to continue fulfilling and help the Malaysia to help the government. Thank you all.
Hi, I am Brother Alvin Alipio, Assisting Head Deacon in the local congregation of Bangsar. And we are here in Port Dickson along with the brethren in the local to participate in our church activities as part of our INC Giving Project. So we are here in Port Dickson doing a coastal cleanup drive as part of our community social responsibility to give back to the neighborhood and to our fellow men here in Malaysia, and most especially to share to them our faith. And we would like to give our thanks to our Executive Minister, Brother Eduardo V. Manalo, in launching this kind of activity for us to be more active in the activities in the Christian Family Organization. And we would like to greet our Executive Minister a happy birthday po. We love you very much po.
Hi, my name is Brother Chad Bustamante, a evangelical worker assigned in Kuala Lumpur district of Malaysia. We just finished our coastal cleanup drive of Port Dickson in Malaysia. We like to let everyone know that we all care about the environment and are always united in the works of the church.
The coastal cleanup is yet another act of kindness of the Iglesia Ni Cristo members, whose aim is to create awareness on the importance of preserving and maintaining a clean environment for the sake of the future generation.
Napakasaya at galak na galak ang mga kapatid sapagkat napatutunayan po nila
ang kanilang pakikipagkaisa sa ating pong tagapamahalang pangkalahatan sa pangangalaga sa ating kapaligiran. Tulong na rin po natin ito sa komunidad, sa iba't ibang panig ng daigdig, katulad po dito sa Port Dickson, para nang sa ganun, maipakita rin po natin na ang Iglesia ni Cristo ay kaisa sa lahat ng kilusan at aktibidad ng pamahalaang lungsod dito po sa Malaysia.
In union with the call of the church administration that in every opportune time that we do good to our fellow men, which is the Church of Christ had been doing even now that the locals in Kuala Lumpur area have gathered themselves together to conduct this coastal cleanup drive here at Port Dickson. This is to help the community to maintain cleanliness of the coast along this side of Kuala Lumpur or Malaysia, and also to continue on with the union that all members of the Church of Christ should adhere to and observe. And this is also one of the gifts of members of the Church of Christ in remembrance of the birth anniversary of Brother Eduardo V. Manalo. So with all the brethren who are joining us today, let us keep up the good work and let's keep on uniting with the aim and purpose of the church administration.
Show that we care. If not us, then who? If not now, then when? Reporting from Port Dickson, Malaysia, this is Ruby Tinawin, and I am one with 25.
Meanwhile, a French actress, Isabelle Hooper, a veteran of more than 120 films, is given the honor of opening Myanmar's 7th Memory Film Festival in Yangon. The Golden Globe winner and Oscar nominee took the red carpet at Friday's opening night, held at the city's recently restored and oldest cinema. Take a look.
And I'm so happy to be part of this festival, which celebrates the future, the present, as well as the past of cinema. So thank you everybody for being here. And tonight I'm happy to declare the 7th edition of Memory Festival open. And have a wonderful day.
This year's theme is Life Together. Everybody has a diverse culture and diverse belief, diverse practice. But I want my people would like to learn how to live together with the diversity.
And that is the latest news in the Southeast Asian nations. Stay updated about the ASEAN region. I'm Judith Yamera, and I'm one with 25.
Ang susunod na programa ay rated PG. Ito ay nangangailangan ng patnubay at gabay ng magulang para sa mga batang manonood.
Are we the chosen people of God, representing our faith? Now we raise our voice in unity, united with the administration.